Hello, everyone. This is the 22nd and 24th President of the United States, Rudyard Kipling, here to tell you that this program is brought to you by Eating Bugs. Got milk? Hey, you can follow Ryan O'Connor at Wrangleshank on Instagram, on TikTok, and on Twitter. And if you like his work on the Bonehead cartoon, you can also watch his Bonehead cartoon. If you like his work on the Bonehead comic, that is, you can watch his Bonehead cartoon. The link to all these things and more can be found in the description. Furthermore, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to all things Wrangleshank and all things Ink the Book. Thank you. One moment until we cue up the intro.
It's time for Ink the Book Show with your host, Ryan O'Connor. And now, let's ink the book.
Hey everybody! Man, this week has been IT for some streams, with my apologies. So I was supposed to stream yesterday, but yesterday's my day that we watched the new Better Call Saul, me and my roommate, and then my buddy from out of town called up, and we were chatting with him for a long time, and the day got away from me. Today's my sister's birthday. I was trying to get this done earlier today. Didn't work out, but I'm here now. Okay. I wanted to be at my parents' place to say happy birthday to my sister, but I fell into a nap. Here, I want to put this on its side so I'm not entirely covering up the art all the live long day. Okay, we're going to finish this page tonight. And I should be back on a daily schedule. Unless some other radical thing comes up. I wanted to share the new T-shirt design up in the TeePublic store for those interested. I think it's probably one of my favorite ones so far that I've put up. I just want to share it real quick. Let's see if I can do that. Share screen. Come on, sucker. So we're gonna do. Ready? It is right here. Lonesome Dead Cowboy. So if you like dead guys, eye patches, guitars, cowboy hats with bullets and bullet holes in them, this might be the hat or the shirt for you. And if you don't like shirts, if you're one of them nudists, maybe you might like a mug like I like. Huh? Or if you're taking up if you're fasting from coffee and the like, maybe you just like stickers. Huh? Well, you can consider it. If you go to the link in the description, you can find how do I stop sharing? Yahoo. There we go. So there's a link in the description to it, the TShirt Shop, the TeePublic. And if you don't see it there, why don't I post it right in the chat? There we go. To YouTube and Twitch. I just posted the link in the chat. I put the Linktree link in the chat, but there's a like I say, there's a link there to the shop. You can also find in there now my TikTok. I just started the talk. So we'll see how that works out. Everyone keeps telling me, you gotta do TikTok, sucker. And I'm like, what the heck is a TikTok? And then I'm also like, didn't they say they were spying on people through that or something? I don't remember, and I don't really care. Especially since nobody else seems to care. When in Rome, nobody care. But there's a TikTok link, my social medias, all that stuff. Oh, there's a link to the Bonehead cartoon in there. This was all said by President Grover Cleveland at the top of the show, I guess. But he was off to a little bit of a bumpy start, what with all the days off this week. Okay. And after this stream, I'm probably gonna work on new stuff to post to all that stuff. So this is Mr. Shivers, Bonehead's boss. We're seeing him without his mask. Spoiler alert. That's the best time for a spoiler, is after you've spoiled the thing. That's when everybody gives the spoiler alerts. I want to say 90% of spoiler alerts are when it's too late, right? We're on page 195 out of a 250-page book, and it's probably closer to like something like 210. Honestly, it should be further because of all the days I've missed this week. But you know, sometimes life dictates that your streaming show must not go on. When I streamed the other day, though, I only did this panel, and then I had to end it. And then right as soon as I ended it, my brother Liam, who used to come on the show all the time, he's like, "Oh, what? You ended the show already?" I was like, "Yeah, I only had time for one panel." It's like, "Oh, shoot." Like he wanted to come on or something. I'm like, "Really? The one time somebody comes on lately or wants to come on lately is the time I don't have a lot of time to be on." So if anyone's got some advice for TikTok on how to make successful TikTok videos or what they'd want to see on TikTok, let me know. Give me some clue. Feel free to leave a comment on this video. Or, oh, if you like that Lonesome Dead Cowboy design, let me know in the video. Leave a comment or something. Or if there's some art that you would like to see available on a t-shirt, something that might be on my Instagram or something like that you found, let me know. Maybe I can make a design happen. I still have to make one design for my friend. She wants me to make a design out of this little frog guy I have. But it was her idea to put that Lonesome Dead Cowboy image on a shirt. Because that was something I made for a t-shirt design a long time ago, and I never used it for anything. She always loved that image. I was like, oh yeah, that's the first thing I should have put on a shirt. So there's Bonehead shirts, there's Ink the Book Show shirts over there. Like I say, you can get them on mugs or whatever, if you care to. But that's enough pitching. Check out the comic I'm making. Okay. Speaking of Liam, his birthday's coming up as well. It's about a week or so from now. Well, it's on the 7th, so a little more than a week. Let's see. Here's his mask in the background here. He usually wears this smiley face mask because he's this big, intimidating boss. And he'd scare everybody away if they saw how mad he was all the time. At least that's the idea that I had when I made him up. Might need to fix that eye with the eye hole for his mask. Might need to fix that with some white pen. Okay, and then this is a shadow. And what else we got going on here? This is just scribbly. That's okay. I gotta start using a date planner again. I've got too much to remember. I have one around here somewhere. I gotta bust that out and start using it again because part of my problem, like saying I was going to be on yesterday and then I couldn't make it happen. Part of my problem was I forgot that it was me and my roommate's hangout day. So I should have been planning to do it earlier in the day instead of later. And I just keep forgetting things like today's my sister's birthday, so I could have made a better plan for... Because I know this stuff is coming up, but then when I'm thinking about inking, I forget about all that stuff. I'm like, oh, I can ink at this time. And I can't always ink at the time I think I can ink. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying ink. No, but I've got to get out a date planner and start filling it in and referencing it again. For a while, I was really good about that. All this machinery in the background. You'll never see one of these machines twice. I could have continued the ground here. Let me. Close. All right, and then there's these. I don't know if it's like conduit or something running through the ground. All right. Okay, so that's that image. Okay, that'll do. Let's get onto this guy. T. Just like me mother used to make. See, I was kind of quoting Ren and Stimpy there, which is why I had a Scottish accent, because the character that says the line I was thinking of was a Scottish guy. My mom, who is from Ireland, slips into bad fake Scottish accents all the time for some reason. Like it's a character she does or something. But she does it all the time. Like it's a joking voice that she does. Or she just and she's done it my whole life. She just slips into this like exaggerated, fake, goofy Scottish accent, and I don't know what it is. So here's the trap worm. The trap worm was originally in my first drawings. First of all, it looked different, but it was also called a sandworm. When I first made up Bonehead, the first things I made up were Bonehead, the title character. Here's Bonehead. Mr. Shivers, I also made up right away. This was about 11 years ago when I first made up Bonehead. I made up Bonehead, Mr. Shivers and the Sandworm. And all I really knew about Bonehead was that he worked at a poison factory and had this evil boss. And that was it. Even before I made up Mort, I knew he had like this little devil buddy named Mort. I had a couple drawings of Mort that looked nothing like Mort because I didn't know anything about him yet. In fact, one drawing looks like it was like ripped off out of a Mike Mignola comic or something. I was trying to draw it like Mike Mignola, the Hellboy guy, which looks nothing like the Bonehead character that I had been drawing. It didn't look like it belonged, but I just kind of had to get out the idea onto paper that he had a devil buddy named Mort. Eventually, Mort turned into this, and then he got this ghost girlfriend, Petunia, and Denton Crux I kind of made up early on. He didn't have a name for a while. I think his name was D.K. Bonaparte at one point, and he was like the founder of the poison factory, and he was gonna like be the ultimate bad guy. Back when I first made up Bonehead, it was an idea for a video game that I thought me and my friends were gonna make, which I would still like to do. I've showed off all my notes and things for the Bonehead video game from 11 years ago. I showed off a bunch of that a long time ago. You know, I found some early animations. I don't think it's everything, but I found some animations that I made for a level. The level, as I have it, is no longer playable. It's kind of jacked up. But because me and my buddy, we made a level. It was really rinky dink, but it was just for a school assignment that my buddy had, and I think we were kind of making, at least I was making plans to flesh it out more and make a full level out of it. But you know, that's no small undertaking. That is a huge undertaking to make probably to even just make a level, let alone a game. And I certainly couldn't do it by myself. I'm not a game making guy, but I went to an art school where a couple of my buddies were there for game design. Anyway, I had found a couple of the animations though for Bonehead's like run and attack and stuff. And he crouches, and there's some bug animations I did. I haven't showed it on here yet though. That I'll have to see if I can get that over here so I can show it off one of these days. That'd be cool. And I think I made those when Adobe Animate was still Adobe Flash. But they look fairly decent considering they were that old of drawings of Bonehead. Like, I think they kind of hold up. Oh, I was saying a long time ago, it'd be cool to read. I found in a notebook the original pencils I used to plot Bonehead's run cycle. I thought it'd be cool to one of these days redo that run cycle. I might do that. I was saying it'd be kind of cool to get him like get a little thing of him running in the corner of the screen or something. Just leave him there while we're inking. So many ideas that I have that kind of come and go because I don't know, not enough hours in the day. But that is one I could do. See, if I had a planner, I could jot that down right now so I wouldn't forget. In fact, I think I will write it down right here. Bonehead run cycle. We'll get some animation in there. One of these ding dong days, maybe Thursday I can get some extracurricular stuff in. You know, I try to squeeze as much as I can in around my day job. But the day job doesn't always make that an easy task. You know, to do all this art stuff on the side. But the thing is, if you don't make time for your projects, it's like, well, when will there be time? You only live one life, and this is it. Right? These are your days. So you gotta squeeze it in somewhere. It's better than waiting for the day, you know. Oh, it must be 9:45. Why an alarm at 9:45? Let me tell you. I have no clue. It's because I set it one day for some specific reason, and then I just turned it off like I did now, but I didn't actually deactivate the alarm, so it's just going to go off every day until I deactivate that alarm. Oh well. claw. A claw is a claw. Unless that claw is the famous unless that claw is the famous Mr. Claw, Mr. Vanity Claw. That's a really deep cut, obscure They Might Be Giants song. One of their more unknowable ditties. Okay, let's put this in front of that arm by beefing up the line. That's what we like to do. And then I'm just going to bring his whole face forward, I think, by pumping up this line weight. That helps bring it forward in space. Okay. Same with his antennae. Okay. What else? I went and got me some new shoes today. The intention was to get some shoes with more arch support. At the store I was at, I was looking around, and so many shoes just have flat soles now. Unless I want to wear work boots everywhere. There were a couple that were really kind of loud, flashy shoes that seemed to have more of an arch. Because I always wear Converse, but I have flat feet, and that it's getting to be a problem for me. I think it's starting to hurt my knees. You dig? Pretty bad. So I ended up getting some Vans, which are not much better than the Converse. But I just ordered some insoles. Some special insoles for people with flat feet, such as myself. I should have been a cop from the 1940s. Flatfoot. Here's the collar. His hair is kind of hanging over it a little bit. Yeah, I don't have much arch on my feet. My dad pointed it out when I was a kid. I don't know how, like, I wouldn't be able to, I would never notice if somebody had flat feet, ever. Unless they were walking, like, really weirdly. Maybe I was. Maybe I do. I don't know. I kind of walk on my instep a little bit. And I'm always trying to turn my ankle so I am not leaning on that part of on the inside of my foot so much. But yeah, like yesterday I was leaning down. I was bending down, and it was just like I could not stay in that position without my knees just like getting really, I don't know, painful. I had to like stretch out my right leg if I was going to stay crouched. It's kind of freaky because my dad just had knee surgery. He just had his knee replaced. He's trying to get his other knee replaced. And he might have to get his hip replaced now. Poor guy. He just had 2 stents put into his like coronary artery. He had a knee replaced. He's got to get the other one replaced, and now they're telling him his hip too. So, poor dad. But he's a happy guy. I just wish he didn't have to go through all that. Something crunchy under my hand. Little ink flakes from previous days rolling around my desk. Okay, this should be a fun frame. Let me pull this down. Fun panel. So here's Denton Crux standing over a maskless Mr. Shivers and the trap worm all menacingly. Or him and the trap worm are standing over Shivers all menacingly. His eyebrows. I'm tempted to fill them in black, but they shouldn't be filled in. They should be green. Okay, here's his collar. Here's his crossbones bow tie. So he looks like a poison man, as he is. The original idea for this character was that he was like the Gerber baby of poison, is my first thought about him. So he wears the crossbones bow tie, so he looks like the skull and crossbones you see on a bottle of poison, a cartoony bottle of poison. I should put that symbol somewhere in the factory. I don't think I've done that. Let me make a note of that, because that is something I want to remember too. Skull and crossbones symbol in Cruxworks. Okay. Denton, baby, work that camera. I kind of actually like. He's been Denton Crux to me forever, but I kind of like that name that I found in my old notebook. Like one of the first drawings of him has the name DK Bonaparte written down next to him. I I'm sad I didn't go with that. DK Bonaparte. I suppose I haven't used this character in anything yet, so I could call him DK Bonaparte. But I think I'm going with Denton Crux. It's just what's right in my brain. But I can keep that name in my back pocket for something else. DK Bonaparte. Maybe that'll be a new Bonehead character someday. I'm also trying to come up with. I'm also working on in my head mostly, but ideas for future comics. Like I've got a circus one that I've been thinking about a lot lately. There's also this robot detective one that I'm always thinking about. And I can imagine using that name somewhere in those. think I'm gonna need another cup of tea soon. It would be a good idea for me to hit the button to heat up more tea. I will do it. Okay, here I go. I'm just gonna hit that button. Back. And then by the time I finish this cup of tea, it will be ready for me. For the longest time, I kept my tea kettle. My tea kettle always used to be in the kitchen, like a normal human being would keep it. And when I was making the Bonehead cartoon a couple years ago, I got tired of running up and down the stairs and put it on my desk here, like right here, where my Prismacolor markers are now kept. So I wouldn't have to run up and down the stairs like 18 times a day, because I was drinking a lot of tea then while I was animating. And I always drink a lot of tea, but it was enough that I was refilling my tea kettle multiple times a day. So whatever that tells you. It's probably the most tea I've ever drank in my life. Anyhow, eventually it got kind of in the way being on my desk. So it's on my other desk out in the hallway there. Let me see something. I'm wondering how old my stinking sister is today. I think she's 19. But if she's 20, I'm going to freak out. I thought it would say on... It is. She's 20. What the what? That's my youngest sister out of 7 of us. I'm the oldest. She's the youngest. So I must be some kind of decrepit age. I must be like 1,000,002. Stupid sister. Showing me my mortality. What the what? She's 20. That means I'm gonna die soon. That means I'm due to die. Come on, dude. You're only 34. I'm gonna be 35 in October. Which is messed up, but it's not a death sentence. Right? Right? 35 is the new 8. That's right. 8.
I'm only 2.5 years old.
Ah, 8. That was the life. Remember 8? Power Rangers, that stuff. Oh, Goosebumps books. That was my favorite thing when I was 8. Goosebumps books. That was like the center of my world. What's up with this face? Well, I know what happens to his face. If you've watched every stream, which you can do on my YouTube channel, I've inked this whole book on my YouTube channel. And it's all archived there. If you've watched every stream, you could learn what happened to his face. You could piece it together. I'm not afraid of spoilers. And this is a spoilery page. So, if you don't like spoilers, be sure to report my channel. And unsubscribe. Close your laptop. Go out and play in the sun. Shut off your phone. Hug a loved one. And report me to the police. And have me executed. I forget what I was saying. Oh, yeah. Because I spoil the book. His hair's all big. It's this bigger line. Trying to follow my overlapping scribbles. What was I thinking? Back ages ago when I drew this. Gotta get back into my mind like about a year ago sometimes. Okay. Sorry, I got some stuff crowding me. Okay. So here's this big ghoulish bug with its mouth that it can't quite close. This morning I got up at like 4 o'clock to get to work at 5. And then, I need a new cup of tea. So I got to leave work at like 1 o'clock p.m. And then I came home, started getting this show ready. Oh, I went and got shoes. And I started getting this show ready. And then I was planning on going to my parents' house to bring my sister something for her birthday. But then I fell asleep because I was up at 4 a.m. So I gotta make it up to her. Holy guacamole, she's 20 years old. Yikes. Oh. I remember where I was when she was born. Me and my aunt, my godmother, my Aunt Maureen. So she was babysitting us. I was either 13 or 14. No, I had to be 14 because we're about 15 years apart. Yeah, I was almost 15. I was a couple months from being 15. And my godmother was babysitting, and because there were 6 of us already, mind you, there were 6 kids in my family. So my parents were at the hospital. My aunt was babysitting us, and that night there was something in our garage, and we found out it was a possum was rooting through our garage. And me and my aunt were trying to like figure out how to shoo it out of the garage and not get like rabies in the process. Or something. It was just kind of like some freaky excitement that we had. And then we found out the next day. We're like, oh, that's when she was born. Right when we were doing that. That's my sister Tara. Who's just this really funny, talented, ambitious girl. She's going into healthcare, but she's an artist of various talents. But she's going into healthcare. She's, I think, about to become some kind of like apprentice for doing like x-rays and stuff, or what do you call them, ultrasounds and stuff. I forget what that job is called. Sonographer or something, maybe. I'm just a barely literate artist. Starving artist type. I don't know nothing. And I think she was trying to think of what she wanted to go to school for a few years ago. And she was like, I want to do something in art, but I don't know if I should go to school for art. And I was like, as someone who went to school for art, I don't recommend going to school for art. Because you'll learn art as much as you want. You can learn programs, you can learn, especially with a bunch of art majors. I have my two other sisters are graphic designers. And it's like, you will learn art, and if there's something you need to learn, like in a program or something, we can teach you that. But I wouldn't recommend going to school for art. It's so, you know, you'd be better off learning a more lucrative skill and doing art on the side. Would be my advice. Like, if you're gonna do art, you gotta take it seriously. Very, very seriously. And, you know, it's a lot harder to find that Goldilocks art job that you're looking for than it is to find, like, a healthcare job or a plumbing job, or, you know what I mean? Like a trade. It'd be good to know a trade. You'll never starve knowing a trade. And so she's in healthcare. And I think she's enjoying it. Here, I'm gonna go get that cup of tea. I'll be 2 shakes of a rabbit's tuchus. Oh, yeah. That tuchus be shook. It's true. It's true. Okay. What to do, what to do, what to do. Here we go. Antenna? Antenna? I think I was trying to say it in a French accent or something. And it just sounded like I was having a stroke or something. Here's a leg back here. I'm going to leave in all white. Just like this arm back here. All white. It's like Hank Ketchum style silhouette. It's another thing my mom says. Because she's a foreigner, she says silhouette instead of silhouette. Those crazy foreigners. Always pronouncing stuff strangely. They're just making up their own language. I just had to look up and make sure I was still on screen drawing. I have a tendency to drag the page off the camera. Or go on to work on parts that are not on camera. Okay. That's how you know I'm enjoying my tea, I guess. I'm sorry. Okay, there's his segmented bug body. And he curls around, I guess, over here. I'm not sure what this is. I don't think that's anything. I don't know what the intention is there. Can't be a leg, because I see that are on his back. Oh, you know what? It is a leg. It's coming off this segment. But I can do without that. I think that's kind of muddling up. It wouldn't be very clear what was going on, so I will not include that. But that's what I was thinking. Okay. clarity should be coming first. So if something isn't making the drawing clear, it loses the day. At least that's what I'm trying for. I'm not always the best at thinking clearly on my own clarity. Okay, but that's also why I want to make thicker lines for stuff in the foreground to kind of like separate the foreground and background. I think I will also beef up his because he's very far in the foreground and he's one of the most prominent parts of this panel. He should be standing out. We do want to separate him from the rest of this. And, your color will separate. You can do a lot of separation with the colors as well on the color stage of working a page. But, it's good to have clarity on the black and white level too. It's just you want your audience to be able to look at the image and not have any confusion about what's going on if you can help it. So I kind of think of it as try to be as clear as you can on the ink stage, and it'll be improved upon even more at the color level. So I don't want to rely on my colors doing all the heavy lifting to make it a readable page. I want to do as much as I can on this level too at this stage. I feel like I have 7 pieces of wisdom that I just say on this show all the dang time. But if you know anybody who'd like this kind of thing, these live inkings or these ink streams, these comic book art streams, tell them about me, please, if you'd care to. If it wouldn't be too much trouble. I want to get the word out. This is my first graphic novel, Bonehead. Bonehead is not on this page, but I showed him off earlier. And of course, if you like my work on this comic, there is a link in the link tree that I put in the chat, but there's also There should be a link in the description. And if you don't see the link in the description, it should be there shortly after the stream ends. But there is a link to a Bonehead cartoon I made on my YouTube channel, which is kind of it's a fun kind of, I tried to make it kind of feel like a SpongeBob cartoon, or Rocko's Modern Life is what I was really thinking about. It's kind of my tribute to Rocko's Modern Life in a way. Or 90s cartoons, really. I don't know. In a way. I made it pretty much all by myself. Well, yeah, I made it all by myself with help from my brother on the recording side of things, and my brother Liam does the voice of Bonehead. My sister-in-law, Allie, delivers Petunia's one line in it. It's about 16 minutes long. All right. Been on for about an hour and a half. We've got a third of the page to go. Okay, I think that will do it for this panel. Ish. Okay. Okay. Now this one, what was I thinking? He's not in silhouette. I think I was planning on him being in silhouette, but that doesn't make sense. I'm just going to do them both not. Yeah. Yeah. This might have been... I have a feeling that this was planned on being all silhouette, this panel. But I'm not going to do that. Like, I sometimes I'll fill out some of the details just so I know I'm getting the shape right on the silhouette panels that I do sometimes. And I'm wondering if I just got carried away on that, because this looks like it was intended to be a silhouette panel to me. But that's fine. I like art. Let's do some art. Yeah, see, some of the detail is scant enough to the point where it looks like I was planning on doing it in silhouette. But I don't think it has the best pose for silhouette either. It wouldn't read as clear as it should. See, I'm thinking about clarity again. I'm also repositioning this antenna a little bit, thinking about how it reads against that claw. think they should overlap a little more directly. Like this antenna should break the shape of this claw a little more. Deliberately, instead of like kind of gliding alongside it. It'll read better that way. Like, you don't want your reader to have to question the image. You want them to kind of get what's going on at a glance. Anything that slows them down on the page takes them out of the story they're reading. No good. You want them to be immersed. Like, you know when you're reading a book and you find a typo and you just it kind of takes you out of what you're reading for a minute. You're like, wait, did I read that wrong? Or did they mean to say it twice? I think they made a typo. I think they made a mistake. And that takes you out of the story or whatever it is you're reading. You know what? See, because some of these legs also look kind of silhouetted to me. I didn't realize that was supposed to be here. Wasn't I talking about fixing something else earlier with the white? I don't remember now. Okay. I know I said something, but I don't remember what. What in the world is the time that it is? 10:43. Oy. I might post some art tonight. I've got a drawing I can post. I was trying to make a reel slash TikTok earlier today, and I kind of ran out of steam on it. I don't think I was enjoying the one I was trying to make very much, so I'll probably try and come up with a different one. Trying to make fun reels and TikToks. With old sketch book drawings. Oh. Always more things to do, folks. You know? That's okay, it makes me happy. I'm happy when I'm making stuff. So I've been reading a couple books little by little every day. J.P. Moreland's Scaling the Secular City and Jordan Peterson's Beyond Order. And when I'm not reading those, like if I'm driving or something, going somewhere or cooking, I've been re-listening to Jordan Peterson's other book, 12 Rules for Life, which I also bought the hard copy of recently. But I've listened to that book like twice now, and this is kind of the third time around. It's a good book. I like it a lot. And I'm really liking Beyond Order so far. I recommend them. There's a lot of wise ideas in that. He should really have a leg on both sides here. It's a little funky, but see, I don't think I was planning on drawing these legs necessarily, because I think it was supposed to be silhouette. I'm telling you, folks, I know my stinking brain. There's a non-silhouette drawing here, but I'm certain it was supposed to be a silhouette in my head. I thought I was going to get away with an easy panel. I can never underestimate how much I don't let myself take the easy route. I'm like that at my day job too. It's like there's the easy way, and then there's the Ryan way. I do everything the hard way. Not sometimes that means the more efficient way, Sometimes that just means I work harder, not smarter. Sometimes it's both. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes it's harder and smarter. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Sucka. Okay. Here, I'm also gonna put this character into 3D space, make him a 3-dimensional worm. So these segments are kind of like sitting on top of each other, right? Okay. Well, yum. Okay. Scraw. Scraw! Says he. Okay, so here is a I want to pop this in front. That needs some attention. This was looking a little flat to me all of a sudden. So I think that helps. Her mitteny hand. Her hands look like little mittens. Okay. Back to the old drawing this. T. Let's see, how does this ear go? There we go. And his arm peeking out here. Am I on screen? Yes. For those who care to know, I'm using Speedball Super Black India ink. I am using a Winsor Newton Series 7 Sable Kolinsky size 3 brush. I am using Canson comic book art boards, 11 by 17 size. These are penciled with just generic crummy mechanical pencils. I guess this one's a Bic, not necessarily what I drew this on, but I usually just buy whatever junk 30 pack of mechanical pencils. It's not the most sophisticated thing out there, but I'm not a very sophisticated man. No, I always grew up. I grew up doing most of my drawing with mechanical pencils in notebooks, so it's kind of like most of my art for years, up until like 4 years ago, was all drawn in notebooks on lined paper. So I only started religiously using sketchbooks 4 years ago, and I decided I wanted to up my art game. It's when I started teaching myself to ink with a brush. Actually, that was probably more like 3 years ago. Okay, now here's this gruesome panel. This is probably the most gruesome scene in the whole book. Oh, spoiler alerts, but this happens. Is that as sharp as it can get? I think so. Here's his big old mouth screaming in pain. What a loud mouth. There we go. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. How long is the stream? About 2 hours at this point. For me, we're coming up on, it's just past 11 p.m. I've got stuff I gotta do after this stream too, and I gotta be out of the house by 7:30 in the morning. But you know what? I did get some sleep already, so I won't be aching that much. Breaking the panel here. See how he's spilling past the border. Here's his collar. To his jacket. Chin. Dimple. He has a little dimple on his cute little chin there. His tie. Other side of the collar of the jacket. Here's his chest and the drop shadow where his other arm comes around. And I'm going to throw one down here too. And maybe a little bit under his chin. He's got his ear. Under his hair a little bit, like his hair's sitting on top of his head. And then the carnage. The carnage. Holy guacamole, can you imagine? Poor Mr. Shivers. That just ain't nice that I let this happen to him. That was mean of me. This is the kind of thing I feel like I didn't feel comfortable actually putting this into the book because I like my characters too much. I'm like, but then how is he gonna, he's supposed to be around forever. It's like, this is a one-off story. I may someday do a sequel Bonehead story. I could. See, if it was the cartoon, if I was making subsequent cartoons, I wouldn't kill off Mr. Shivers. Also, this isn't supposed to be brutal. Like, I'm kind of making this comic with my, 5-year-old nephews and my 3-year-old niece in mind. Actually, I think she will be 4 in a few days. Her birthday's coming up too. Jiminy Christmas. So I don't go. This, it's made with kids in mind. I'm not trying to be Johnny the homicidal maniac over here. But it's like, not only does this, kind of give some like comeuppance for a bad guy, though it might be a little debatable how bad this guy is. But I think it makes me care for the bad guy a little more. I think there's sympathy for both of the bad guys in this story. I have sympathy for both of the bad guys in this story. They're both they're both pretty tragic characters. They've had hard lives. Too mean. Too mean. Shouldn't have tore his legs off. I shouldn't have done that to him. But who said I'm nice? Okay, this bloodbath, I think I'm gonna come back to that part. Let's get into this character because I could just noodle all day at that splatter stuff. They're like wooden choppers almost. Who does he think he is? The president? Who does he think he is? George Washington? Let's see. Okay. Okay, I don't want to get too in the weeds with that, like I said. Okay. Okay. And then he's got these like mandible guys down here. Here's like the ham bone kind of thing for on his waist. Kind of cartoony with it. Here's kind of his. I don't know how clear it is, but these are like his legs sticking out over here. Shiny shoes. I don't know. Um, okay. His antenna waving as he yanks his head. Okay. Here's his other eye. Let's see. Now what? His exoskeleton. And the first full-fledged segment, which is where his arms come from. Extend from. And this is an exhaustive page. I've been at it for over 2 hours today, and I already had this panel done. Criminy. tea is getting cold. He's got another segment that starts there. He's got a leg back here. Here's part of his other arm. Where does that go? Okay. I'm gonna try to make this line faint so it stays in the background.
Shock.
Do his chin. Okay. Trying to figure out what I was drawing here. Like, oh, I think I had his claw here originally, but it didn't make much sense, so I put it back here. I think. Yeah, it makes more sense there. Good. Because I drew it there. So he's gonna have like another segment coming through here. Let's get these legs. And the shadow of his actual leg. Onto his body. Okay. Oh, here's another leg hiding up here. We've got another segment. We'll figure this out. So this is a separate segment up here, something like that. Here's the leg on the opposite side. the shadow kind of under his body. Kind of. Literally under his body. The shadow that is 100% under his body. Nothing kinda about it. Okay. This is the life of a wannabe comic book artist. We're fast coming up on midnight. I gotta be at my day job in 8 hours. Yet here I am. And I'll be there on time with bells on. Sucker. And I'll work hard with a smile on my face, respect my boss. Because you know what? I'm lucky to have a paying gig. And while it's not my favorite place to be, my day job, it's done a lot for me over the years. I get to have this house. I get to have my car. I have reliable, steady income. There's no lack of food in my life. You know, you have to be grateful for things in your life. It doesn't have to be this good. When you think it's bad, just remember there's nothing that says your life has to be this good even. I always tell myself, in my life, I'm in want of nothing. And that's pretty dang miraculous. Like, you know, I have terrible vision, and yet I see. You know what I mean? I like glasses. How long have glasses been around? Uh, Probably a schmillion years. But you know what I'm saying? Like, how long have cars been around? In the course of human history, not a very long time. How long has air conditioning been around? Far less than cars, I'm pretty sure. Unless I'm a dang fool. Which is possible. I'm just saying. I'm grateful for my job. I'm grateful for my car, my house. So when I find myself complaining, which I do a lot also, I just remind myself of how grateful I should be. And it's like if I'd rather be somewhere else than my day job, like if I'd rather be making money at art, substantial money, I'm saying, maybe the time will come, but I have to put in the work here first. I have to make it happen. I have to earn that. And maybe someday I will. But in the meantime, I'm still essentially a beginner. So this is what this stage looks like, And I'm just saying the fact that I have a day job that isn't this necessary per se. So, there's something in what do you call it, in that Jordan Peterson book, 12 Rules for Life, that I was talking about earlier, where he's like, be grateful for your, or not, I don't think he says be grateful for it, but he says, I mean, I don't think he would not say that, but he talks about, like, accepting your, I think he is actually talking about being grateful for your stage in life. Like, if you're not in the particular job you want, this just consider your time as a beginner. I don't know how to put it, but this is this is where you put in your time before you get to the next step, and you can do that with some gratitude and putting in your effort, or you can bitch and moan and just be dissatisfied. Like, treat it as a stepping stone. Put in your effort and work toward the next phase, or just languish in despair. Right? And I always think that I know a handful of people that it's just like all they do is complain about their lives. But it's like, complaining doesn't fix things. And I think once you can be grateful for what you have, it, first of all, I don't know, it just makes you enjoy your life a little better. Like I said, I can be a big complainer, but I mostly grumble to myself, But I find myself complaining a lot, and but when I kind of step back, I don't know, like I made a conscious effort to like have a bit more gratitude a few years ago, and I think it did a lot of, it brought a lot of happiness into my life. And then I just made time for the things I liked, which I wasn't doing so much before then. And I kind of made time to try and make my life a little more the way I wanted it to be. And, I'm a lot happier than I was 5 years ago for practicing that, putting that into practice, which I might have gotten from 12 Rules for Life. I'm not sure. Probably, though. That probably had something to do with it. In part. But in no small part, I'm sure. I think I am almost done with this. Oh. Something popped up and I don't know what it is. Some kind of chat. Some group chat thing? I don't know what. I must have hit something at some point. Unless somebody was trying to talk to me, but I didn't see any messages. It didn't look like it was StreamYard, so I don't know what it was. My apologies if somebody was trying to get a hold of me or say something to me. Or if you were, try it again. I don't know, someone was trying to reach out to me. But I think I might have just hit something without meaning to. Okay. It's a little scraggly. Okay, and then I'm gonna fill this in black. So this is my comic, Bonehead. We're getting closer to the end of the inking phase of this book. It's about 30 or 40 pages to go. If you're enjoying these streams, click around. There's more to watch. If you go onto the YouTube channel, there's like hundreds. So there's always content on the YouTube channel. I mean, there's a few on, on Twitch. They'll hold a couple weeks worth at a time. But my YouTube channel, they're all archived. So there's hundreds on YouTube channel, as well as the Bonehead cartoon. So if you're looking for something to put on in the background, or you just like zoning out and watching this kind of thing, there's more where this came from. And I just wanged my elbow on the dang drawer. Okay, I'm looking. Anything else I want to touch? Just kind of make this a surface a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to do some zip lines to kind of make this more of a motion. Shonk. Oh, hey, Chihuahua. That's got a smart. I'll bet that really hurt him. Okay. Shonk. You tore my legs off. I can't believe you did that. He's like, yum. Okay. How do I... Stinking camera. Stinking life. No. Remember what I said? Gratefulness. You stupid idiot, Ryan. You always forget that. You should be shot. Okay. I am ready to wind down for the night. But if you are liking this, please check out some other videos. Tell your friends, your comic liking friends or art people. We're making our first graphic novel here on Ink the Book Show. And just learning as we go, figuring out what works, what doesn't work. Hopefully, maybe I can figure it out. Seems like it's going all right at about 200 pages in. But if you like this, check out some links in the description. There's, like I say, my Bonehead cartoon. There's a 16-minute cartoon on my YouTube channel. There's a TShirt shop with some artwork. I was showing off the Lonesome Dead Cowboy design I put up recently. There's my social media. I just started a TikTok. And yeah, I try to post drawings pretty often. For the longest time, I was doing daily drawings. Anyway, I gotta get this over with. So, goodbye, everybody. Thanks for watching. Keep on watching. This has been Ink the Book Show. I'm Ryan O'Connor, and I think you're swell.